Good evening and welcome to Orca News. The headlines. The naming of Landova Highway Route 3 has been revoked by the Architecture and Infrastructure Department. The Select or the Elections Commission is now set and ready for the midterm elections on Saturday. An earthquake in Turkey caused thousands of lives lost. And a new sandwich restaurant in Proticano has opened for the first time in Landova. The Architecture and Infrastructure Department has revoked the naming and classification of the Rotterdam Stadium Freeway as Landova Highway Route No. 3 in their Landova Highway Route or LHR system. According to the Secretary of the Department, classifying a short less than a kilometer elevated road can't be called into the highway route system. Therefore, it must not also be called a freeway since only one-lane road in opposing directions can enter and exit the elevated road at a time. The cooperation with the Pai Kot City Council has resolute an agreement in which therefore classifying the said elevated road to LHR3 is revoked and the name, Rotterdam Stadium Freeway, will be replaced with the name, Stadium Semiperimeter Road, effective immediately. The Select or the Elections Commission is now set and ready for the midterm elections on Saturday. The 2023 midterm elections will contest mayoral elections for both Schottler and Pai Kot City as well as Whitetone Village. Absentee voting cast their votes for the elections last week handled by the Elections Commission at Schottler Municipal Hall. The designated voting precinct on Saturday will only be in the Public Relations Office building in Schottler and Plainsfield Mall. Voting hours will start at 6 in the morning until 7 in the evening. Proclamation will take place right away after the counting of votes. Tallying of votes will automatically be processed and canvassed through Congress to be forwarded to the media. Under the Landovian Constitution, as much as possible that results must be processed within the day. Winners in the elections will be inaugurated on March 1, 2023. The Architecture and Infrastructure Department unveils the blueprint for the first international airport in the country. Amanda Moore reports.
The Architecture and Infrastructure Department has unveiled the blueprint for the planned international airport in Landova. The first proposal design of the airport is composed of 3 runways, which the majority of architectural engineers rejected the proposal, since it was too elusive and insignificant to build multiple runways. A final design proposal was unveiled by the department composed of 2 parallel runways in the east and west direction with 2 terminals in the south and central portion of the airport area. The Secretary of the Architecture and Infrastructure Department acknowledged the great opportunity the airport project will be as long as construction begins over time and ahead of time in Pai Kot City. An urban planner told Orca News that the city needs to be designed first specifically along the proposed Sprosk Bayside district that will interconnect the airport to the city by a suspension bridge and by train. He recommends that careful planning in the city must be considered since the 2 runways will run through the city which may obstruct planes from going through the airport. Furthermore, the department stated that they are thoroughly studying the possible outcome of the development of the airport in the city. President Klevinski, on the other hand, will offer a huge lump of pay for workers who will work ahead of time in accordance with the expected completion date. It is said that construction will start by second half of 2023, if and only if Sprosk Bayside has been established and built completely. Nevertheless, President Klevinski hoped for a growing economy and tourism in the nation. This is Amanda Moore, reporting for Orca News.
Here's our weather for tomorrow. A major earthquake struck Turkey last Monday. More to report from Ayman Rhodes in Istanbul, Turkey.
A magnitude 7.8 major earthquake hit Turkey and nearby countries at 4:17 Monday morning their local time, with a shallow depth of 17.9 kilometers and a maximum intensity of intensity 9 according to the United States Geological Survey. The large tremor was felt widely in Turkey and it reached nearby countries including Egypt with light shaking. The quake killed more than 10,000 people in Turkey and Syria due to collapsed buildings entrapping them in the rubble. Humanitarian and rescue efforts are still underway for the ones affected by this huge earthquake. Around 9 hours after the 7.8 earthquake, a huge major aftershock occurred north of the original epicenter. A magnitude 7.5 aftershock happened at 1:24 in the afternoon local time. Small aftershocks are still occurring in the region that will quite prevail for some time. On the other hand, President Klovinsky with his cabinet has expressed their condolences to the victims of the quake. The president ensures Landova will help a lending hand and commits to security and safety for the people severely experiencing the aftermath of the quake. The State Affairs Department will send humanitarian aid to the affected areas in Turkey and Syria. This is Ayman Rhodes, reporting for Orca News.
Speaking of earthquakes, the Landova Geological Sciences and Survey Agency recorded a magnitude 5 earthquake, 75 kilometers southeast of Pai Kot City last Tuesday at 6:49 in the morning. The earthquake had a depth of 10 kilometers. An intensity 2 weak shaking was felt in Lubhart Village, Frostley Village, Flathills Village, Old Masa Village, and White Tone Village. Intensity 1 shaking was recorded in Pai Kot City, Shotler, Plainsfield City, Sonomo City, Tudor, and Commerce Valley Terraces Village according to the Landova Geological Sciences and Survey Agency. A look at the tasty treats for the people in Sonomo City, in which a restaurant named Earl of Sandwich is now opened in Proticano district. Anyhow, locals appreciate much how tourism will grow in the Cliffside district, where tourists may have their eats and at the same time view the incredible sceneries in the area. And that's it for tonight's news. This is Louis Barnes, reporting for Orca News. Good evening everyone.